We're live.
Yo, what's
We're
up?
live.
What's up?
We're live.
How you doing, baby?
Good morning, baby.
Good morning, baby. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, how you doing? Baby, what you getting into? And
Don't know who you came with.
oh, who you claim? Yeah, that's but I ain't leaving without you. I'm about to kidnap you. What the? Oh my gosh.
We do have a topic for today. This Wisdom Wednesday.
Wisdom Wednesday. Woo, woo, woo. We're talking about what have you learned? We'll do a series of what have you learned. And today we chose to start it off with we're going to do what have you learned about family, people, life, age, your health, all that kind of stuff. But today we're going to do what have you learned about entrepreneurship? What have you learned about entrepreneurship? And we are ready.
That's right.
I think we're uniquely qualified to talk about this, baby.
I think so.
Because we happen to be entrepreneurs.
And good morning to you, Miss Phyllis. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're going to talk about it right back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Like.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So
Good morning.
Good morning. Miss Phyllis is in the house. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. I am so happy that you're in the house today. I don't think anybody can go through life, let's say reach the age of 50 or 60, without being touched by or even introduced to, I ain't gonna say touched by, introduced to the concept of entrepreneurship. It's gonna come at you. Opportunity's gonna come at you. And I think adults get a choice to choose to be entrepreneurial or not. And sometimes adults are real good at choosing both, to accept both, to choose a job and entrepreneurship, which to me means they chose entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it means.
Yeah, ultimately, because more often than not, the job is to support the entrepreneurship.
Which means the job is the side gig, or the job is to support the business, right?
Yeah.
I think we get that flip sometimes. Actually, we don't get it flipped unless the person's taking it serious. If they're taking their side business serious, then the business becomes
the primary,
and the job becomes the support,
mm-hmm.
the funding source of the business idea.
Yeah.
I like that thought, actually.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about what have we learned today about entrepreneurship, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the journey with us this morning. What have we learned about entrepreneurship? And what have you learned? Now, because I think we know a lot. I think we can give classes on it. Okay.
I think so. I think the number one thing we've learned through entrepreneurship is perseverance and resilience in the face of challenges and setbacks.
Let's talk about that first issue then. Perseverance and resilience in the face of setbacks and disappointments, right?
Setbacks and challenges.
Okay. Yeah. Because when you're going to get faced with opportunities to demonstrate perseverance. I'll tell a story I think illustrates this. When I was in the Army, I was really gung-ho young man. I had taken a prestigious school, and I had a choice to go airborne or not. Okay. Now, selfishly, the reason why I chose to go airborne, which meant airborne means you jump out of planes for a living too. I had to choose airborne or not.
What? You have an option to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. I think that you have to bump your head.
This is crazy. To you, this is going to sound crazy. My choices were to go to Germany for 2 years or to go to airborne. If I go to Germany for 2 years, that means I'm 2 years away from the United States, and I would have been 2 years away from my girlfriend at the time. Okay. And airborne means I was going to be stationed at Fort Bragg, which means I would have been in North Carolina still. So I would have access to my girlfriend at the time. And I chose my girlfriend and went airborne. Okay. Now, let me tell you something about airborne school, which is why I'm getting to the point here. Airborne school it started off with 702 of us and 135 of us graduated.
Mm.
They give you 702 people started in the class, 135 people graduated.
Wow.
Okay. Now, they give you lots and lots and lots of chances to quit. They ask you all day long, anybody want to quit? There's always some people who quit. And always a few people that had enough.
What happens if you quit?
They send you back to your unit. You don't get there.
So you don't get airborne, but you don't get to quit the airborne.
You don't get to get military. They send you back to your post. Okay, when you quit airborne school is a volunteer thing. Okay. So anybody want to quit, they'll like dog you out. They'll make you do hundreds of this or that and dog you out and beat on you. And then they'll say, anybody want to quit? And when people are hurting like that, there was always somebody want to quit. Good morning, Miss Rochelle Gray.
Good
morning, Dr. Deborah.
V. Gray. How are you?
So again, 702 of us started in airborne school, 135 of us graduated. And they give you lots and lots of chances to quit. They would abuse you physically. The food was terrible. You had to run everywhere you went. If you was outside, there was no walking allowed. The school was only 4 weeks long. If you stepped outside the building, you had to be running wherever you were going. Okay, that's how it was. So you're in amazing shape. You're hurting. You're tired all the time. Anybody want to quit? They always give people a chance to quit.
Mm.
And some of us graduated. Okay, I graduated. And the reason why I brought up that story about airborne school giving you a lot of chances to quit, I think your entrepreneurial journey, just like airborne school, they were black hats. The drill sergeants called black hats because they wore black caps. Anybody want to quit? I think your business is just as clearly going to ask you a lot of times, do you want to quit? You want to quit?
Well,
you don't think so?
Yeah, I think it definitely does.
And ask you just as clearly. Your business gives you lots of opportunities to quit. And you want, and sometimes you think about it. Matter of fact, I would go so far as to say you think about it from time to time. Okay, but you don't. The ones that don't are part of the 135 out of the 702 that graduate, that make it.
That perseverance and resilience that allows you the courage to press on.
Yep. One of my motivators, there were two motivators that made me keep going, really keep going. One is I wanted to be airborne. Everyone's got to wear a cool red beret. And I thought that red beret was cool.
Oh, well, I don't know if I'd be willing to jump out of an
And you got paid extra money too.
Well, how much extra money?
$150 extra to jump out. So you got
paid
paid more.
You got to be motivated by
I'm gonna tell you what motivated me. Two things. One was this dude, I don't know his name, and he was a screw up. He couldn't do nothing good. Okay, but he just didn't quit. He was terrible at uniforms. His uniform was jacked. He ran slower than everybody. He couldn't push it. He wasn't as strong as everybody. He was a little guy. He was just a screw up, and he was always messing up. But he stayed in the game. I'm like, this screw up can keep hanging in here. I can keep hanging. And
your goal.
And the other one was this little white girl. Because they had women in there too. Little white girl, blonde hair, ponytail, and all that kind of stuff. And she was tiny, but she was tough as nails. I mean, she could take anything. She would hang with everybody in every exercise. She would run. They would beat on her. She could handle everything. She would just take everything with such enthusiasm. I was watching her all the time. She did everything full out. I'm like, dang, that little white girl could do it. I could do it too. And I told you about her before.
Yes.
She got blood wings even.
Mm-hmm.
What's blood wings? Blood wings, when you graduate, on the day you graduate. Now, I watched this girl. She went out the whole time. And I watched that screw up make it too. Dr. Deborah says, wow, I want to go skydiving, but then I would
have to pay them to do it.
Yeah. You got to pay a couple $100, but that'll be fine.
None of it.
Yeah.
Not jumping out of
You should do skydiving.
Whatever.
Tandem.
No.
You with an instructor. You got to assume they know what they're doing. They're instructors.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, when she got blood wings, they come to pin your wings on. The wings are metal the first time they give them to you. They're metal. And they have these two prongs that stick out the back of them. And they have this clasp that go on. They pull your t-shirt up, they punk it in, and they put the clasp on for safety. But you could opt for blood wings. Blood wings means they don't put the backs on the clasp. And they punch it into your chest.
I could feel the
pain. So
that
makes two puncture holes that stay forever. Even when you take it out, you have these two little dots, and those are called blood wings. And she was in the row ahead of me. So when it came to her, She goes, "Blood Wings Black Hat." She yelled, "Blood Wings Black Hat." And the dude was like 6'4", chiseled, black, big hands, rock hard. He gave her no breaks. She asked for blood wings. He hauled off, he put it in her shirt, hauled off, and knocked her so hard. She knocked into the row behind her and a little bit past the row. Punched her so hard. And she like rolled back and up over, like her legs up like that.
Sheesh.
And then she jumped up and ran back to her spot as fast as she could and went, "Huh!" I'm like, what the heck was I looking at?
Talk about resilience and perseverance. Good day, Judy. She says, "Great Jade family. This is Judy, and it's our 9th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, that's
to you
beautiful.
guys.
I love the whole story of Judy and John as I've gotten it from Lisa over the years.
Absolutely.
Love that story. Happy anniversary. 9th year. Woo woo. That's
9th year.
That's worth celebrating.
We're 25 days away from our 7th
Are we?
year.
Okay. Yeah, we got 7th year, but today's Judy and John's 9th
Judy
year.
and John's 9th year.
Woo, woo. Congratulations to you. Today we're talking about what have you learned about entrepreneurship. And on Wednesdays, we're going to do a series. What have you learned about your health? What have you learned about business? What have you learned about life? What have you learned about family? What have you learned about whatever? Okay. But today we're doing entrepreneurship. What have you learned about it? And the first thing from Lisa's list was the
importance of perseverance and resilience in the face of challenges and setbacks. Number 2 is the value of a strong work ethic and the willingness to put in long hours and hard work. The difference with entrepreneurship is you are your boss.
The willingness to put in long hours. Here's the thing about the hours. And I've said this to people before. How many hours do you work a week? I don't know, because I don't count the hours. Okay. I make the hours count. I don't track the time because, like, for example, if Lisa and I decided to go to breakfast this morning, we didn't lose no time because we're going to keep working until the evening. We can work all day and into the night. We can work overnight if we wanted to, so I don't track hours. I track what we're getting done. So I don't know how many hours we work. We probably work more than 40 hours. Probably work more than 60. Some days, probably less. I don't know. Well, I don't track hours for entrepreneurship.
Dr. Deva says, "I've learned that sometimes you have to shift." And she said,
Shift back.
That's the
back.
Second thing.
Oh.
She says, "I've also learned that it's okay to shift back."
Yeah.
Amen.
It's a constant shifting, actually. It's a constant adjusting. Just like you're readjusting your route. If you're on a ship, you have to readjust the direction of the ship or the rocket or the airplane, because it's going to be constant shifting there, and this is going to be interesting too, but I'm going to tell you the punchline of this discussion as the life of what have we learned about entrepreneurship? It's a better life. It's a better life. That's my punchline anyway. I'm not going to speak on leads overall, even though it's fraught with pits and fraught with highs and lows and fraught with sunshine and cold and light and darkness, even though it's fraught with all those things, it's a better life.
Absolutely.
A much better life. I love how in the Greatest Sales in the World, the first scroll, how they put it, this life is, if you were to pile up the failures, it could blot out the sun, but I will not fail as the others have, because now I hold within my hands the scrolls and the secrets that are going to teach me how to get past these things. I was like, wow, I love how they put it.
It's beautiful. So the value of a strong work ethic and willingness to put in long hours and work is number 2. Number 3 is, that I put down, the need to be flexible and adaptable to changing market conditions and customer needs.
I'm sorry, baby. Read that again, please.
Sure. The need to be flexible and adaptable to changing market conditions and customer needs.
I promise you, that's critical. I thought when I first got into business like this, that I was going to be training contractors. That's what I thought. I was going to be training contractors like home improvement, home security, painting, and all those kind of landscaping contractors. I thought that's going to be my client. My client base was contractors. But the market quickly told me what they were willing to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to pay for that, but we want to pay for workshops for coaches and consultants, insurance and financial services. And I see a shift coming in again.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be, in my industry of sales training, more of a pull. It's starting to shift again to corporate workshops versus individual workshops. It's moving slowly, but I can feel it in the air. I can see it going on, that we want you to come and speak to the group and not us individually. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
But the need to constantly shift with it and adapt with the market.
Yeah. I have found in working with my authors that there is a lot more need for helping them to get visibility.
See, that's a shift. Visible, not just published, but visible. And there's different ways of doing it. And with this AI and Chat GPT and Jasper and getting artificial intelligence to write content for you, I think that's another shift that we'd be remiss if we don't jump on and learn from right away, because it's going to be a part of how we do business going forward.
And also to understand how not to mislearn or inaccurately learn how to leverage technology.
Yeah.
Number 4 that I put was the importance of building a strong team and surrounding that yourself with strong individuals.
Entrepreneurship is a team sport.
It's not something that really works as successfully when you do it in a silo.
You can try it in a silo, but you'll still be needing some help from time to time and people outside of your area of expertise, because no one has an area an expertise in everything. So even if you think you're a solopreneur or working out of a silo, there's going to be lots of times where you need help. And assembling a team of the right helps for you, is going to be critical to make it. There's no way you can do all of the things required to succeed as an entrepreneur just by yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And what else have you learned about entrepreneurship? I really think we're wonderfully, uniquely qualified to talk about this, Lisa.
Good. Oh, definitely this one came up to me actually earlier on. The value and importance of building strong relationships with industry peers and
mentors and potential customers and networking.
With networking.
Again, you're not going to be able to do this without some of that. You're going to bump into some people. There's going to be some people that can be helpful to you. There's going to be people that you can be helpful to. Networking and building networks. Now, this is something, and it might surprise some people, but I still think I struggle with.
With what?
Networking and building the right teams. Mm-hmm. The reason why I say that is because I can make a great impression when someone meets me, and some other people can make great impressions upon me, but and then we can get excited about each other's skill sets. But moving past the second meeting or the second opportunity with them, I don't know if I have the skill yet. I'm falling off on that. So, but I do think that's a critical skill about entrepreneurship.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Why do I keep putting my glasses on?
I don't know. Number 6 is the need to continually innovate and stay ahead of competitors in the marketplace. Going back to what you were saying about AI and all of the new tools, and even the new modifications to some of the older tools is necessary.
Early adopters win. The people that adopted Twitter when it first came out and started to use it, the people that are early adopters of TikTok, they're being pushed up by the people that are coming after them. What's the other ones? There's a bunch of them. But early adopters win. These technology, people that adopted early, but most of us don't adopt early. Mm-hmm. Most of us adopt when you can't do without it.
When you feel like you have to figure it out.
When it's a must. Mm-hmm. But then you don't get the initial bump that the early adopters get. Some people are really great at that. They shift fast. They shift fast. In sports, there was a thing that happened in sports in the 80s when they started using numbers, using grading everything, every pitch, every hit, using numbers and percentages and technology and videoing everything and every tendency on every single player. And the teams that adopted the technology early without feelings just went by the numbers. Okay, I like that guy. I think he's got something with him. Well, he doesn't do that well with left-handed pitchers. When teams that adopted technology early became winners. And the teams that were slow to drag and held on to traditions, this is the way we've always done it. Those teams were perennial losers, holding on to traditions, holding on to the way things have always been done. That's like a hotel today trying to use a logbook to check people in with metal keys. Okay, that's not going to work today. Okay, it worked for a season.
Yeah.
But it don't work today. You're going to have to adopt the plastic key card thing. Okay, you're going to have to do that. Early adopters win, I think.
Absolutely. Well, now even beyond the plastic key card, some of the hotels are just going with the app. You just put your phone up against the door.
Yep. Not even giving you key cards. You got to put it in the app. Okay. How many restaurants you go to today that don't have menus anymore? You got to scan something. Okay. Now, I'm curmudgeonly. I don't like that either. But what am I going to do? Fight against the prick or adopt it? Embrace
against the prick.
Yeah.
The QR code prick. Love it, love it, love it.
I'm not a fan of it, but this is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I sound like an old fogey restaurant saying, do you have a real menu I can hold?
Number 7, I have the importance of being financially savvy and managing cash flow effectively.
Money in entrepreneurship. This is a major, major thing here. Because there's schools of thought on this too. And I think Lisa and I are in agreement with this. When you get good intentioned people say stuff like, make sure you save up 6 months of income before you go into business for yourself. Okay? Because that sounds good. You got a 6-month cushion to make it work, right? The challenge with that is
you don't take it seriously
until
the 6 months.
You need that hunger for money to give you the juice. That hunger for money. Mark Cuban, we love Shark Tank. And Mark Cuban, I've heard him say it a bunch of different times. The contestants that come up there that ask for money to live off of while they're launching, he's out on them. Completely out. Why? Because he don't think they have enough of what they're going to need to make this venture successful.
To give him his money back.
Yeah.
Those investments are
significant.
They're built upon returns on investments. So they're not just giving, it's not a charity when you get on Shark Tank.
Right. They're expecting a profit. That's what they're expecting. So this thing that you need money, I think gives you the courage sometimes. It spurs your creativity. It's a part of the game, and then sometimes, the hour gets dark, the wolf is approaching, like, oh my gosh, what happened to my money? I think sometimes then it's when greatness shows up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think this was a really good one that came back to me. The value of customer feedback and using it to improve products and services. Like I said, right now, many of my authors are coming back to me with, so now what do I do? Now what have I done? Now that I have the book, what do I do? How do I get it out there? How do I get people to buy it? Listening to their needs has helped to direct sort of what I get to help them with.
It had to be 2 years ago. Bill Davis, who's one of my mentors out of Raleigh, I was calling Bill Davis up and I was talking to him about, he's been my mentor a long time, about my business, our workshop I was having to do. And he told me, he says, Brian, why don't you start asking some of your clients, past clients, what did they get out of the experience with you? What did they get?
And that led to
becoming, instead of very personal sales coaching, I shifted from the very personal sales coach to the sales confidence coach, because the word confidence kept coming up. People say, I've become more confident through you. I've been more confident, and I like it. And I got a new one now. the king of the conference rooms. So, Brian, you work a conference room so great. That's right. I'm the king of conference rooms. So I'm the sales confidence coach and the king of conference rooms. Another thing Bill told me, I'm still trying to figure out how to use properly. He says, Brian, people want to sell better, but they don't always want to learn. They don't want to know as much as you know. This is what Bill said.
Interesting.
He says, think how long it took you, Brian, to learn what you know. He says, just talking to you, the words you use, the language you use, most people don't know that and don't want to know that, okay, but they want to sell better too. So I'm trying to figure out how to use that properly.
Dr. Deborah says, I'm still learning to manage cash flow. I've noticed that when my need is greater, I will really give my best effort, but I would like to have more of a flow.
Yeah. Thank you for that transparency, Dr. Deborah Dunstan, because this world, the entrepreneurship world, is so tempting to be high. When it's going good, man, you flying, and then low. Where's my money? We've experienced it a bunch of times. I've experienced it a bunch of times. Okay, but if we were better at managing our flow, our money, when it's high, we learn how to be like the ants, and have some for the rainy day.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. It does make a big difference. Number 9, the need to have a clear and compelling vision for your company's future.
Critical, I think. Clear and compelling. So clear and compelling that you can explain to somebody else. What happens when you don't have a clear and compelling vision for what you're trying to do? What happens is you get vague, you get nebulous, you get distracted by every little thing. Okay. And then no one knows what you do. And even people that like you can't figure out what is it that you really do.
Right.
When you flipped from flower to flower, okay, you want to be known for something. You want to have a clear and compelling future of it. The king of the conference room, I want to be on greater stages talking about, I want to be the world's recognized authority on
selling services.
How do you know that, Lisa?
Because you say it.
Because I what?
You say it.
Because I say it. Now that's that's what they call big audacious goal. Something like that. Big audacious goal. Big and audacious goal to be the world's recognized authority on selling services. The world's recognized. That's what I want.
Well, I really believe that my objective in life is to continue to share these testimonies of overcoming. One of the things that came to me in my writing is that your book is an epistle and you are the apostle. You are the one who is sent to bring that message of change, of overcoming, of perseverance, of resilience, of whatever it is that you've overcome to the world in the perspective that you learned it.
Epistles is such a good word. It's the writings, the epistles. The writings of the thought leaders.
Yes, your book is an epistle and you are the apostle.
Epistle is a good word.
I'm glad you like it.
The epistles of the apostles. The apostles
of the apostles.
Good morning, Brother Craig. How you doing, man?
Hey, Craig. He says, good morning, everyone. Let's take the blessed day and make it into a wonderful day. Enjoy it to the fullest.
Let me say this to you, too. We're doing Wisdom Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Wisdom Wednesday. And we're doing What Has Life Taught You About? And today our topic is entrepreneurship. Craig, what has life taught you about entrepreneurship? If you're in a job where you don't get any money unless you make a sale, are you an employee or are you an entrepreneur?
I think that makes you an entrepreneur because it makes you a salesperson, which means that you own your own ceiling.
I used to be a sales manager, but there was a season in my life where I was like a bear of a sales manager. I was like tough on them, really, really tough on them. My money was very dependent upon how successful these guys were, and I tolerated no bull. If they was late, I send their butts home, okay, because I don't play that. I made them study and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things I used to really get on them, and I used to get in their butt when I about this. I say, who do you work for? And they're like, they named the company. Who? Named the company. No, you don't. Okay. who do you work for? I'd go around there and I was like, look, you better get this right. I'll be in their faces too. Who in the hell do you come to work for? Who do you work for? And then the punchline is you work for all the people that's in your chair right now. Okay. You work for the people that are impacted by the people in your chair. You work for you. You work for your family. That's who you work for. You don't work for this company. I would say you fooling yourself if you're thinking you're working for the company.
Greg says, phew, I made it. Lisa, can I get a card?
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that, certainly.
I actually have a message that has been selected. Again, I'm coming from the Faith book and not from the cards today, but Faith Moves Mountains. And this is a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But I know somehow that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars.
I didn't know that was a tribute to him, but I love the quote. When it's dark enough, you can see the stars.
Only
That's
when
right.
it's dark enough.
When it's kind of light, you can't see the stars yet. But the stars can appear when it's dark. I love that. The stars, to me, I'm thinking of the people. You can see them when it's dark.
Only when it's dark enough.
Yep. That's a good quote. Thank you, baby.
Absolutely.
That's a good thought right there.
Absolutely. I'm going to check one more time because I had some consternation with not getting our powerful quote of the day. Nope, it did not come in.
Well, we missed Mark's today because life happens for everybody. Mark's a busy guy, so he didn't submit one today. So we're going to give him a pass. It's okay. He submitted 5-6 weeks in a row. Okay, so
how about you? What is your wisdom word?
Yeah.
Do any of you have a word for wisdom word for this Wednesday that you'd like to share so that we can share with the family?
I would love to hear it, Dr. Deborah. Dr. Deborah, you're a wonderful and interesting story, okay? Government employee, corporate, very, very corporate.
I love the cards too, Craig.
And into entrepreneurship. That journey that you had to go through. And then you had some time there where you weren't sure how long you were going to be able to hold on to the job. You were holding on to it as you were moving into entrepreneurship. So you're still younger to me, even though you probably were an entrepreneur your whole life, but you're still younger at being fully working without a net, So life has taught you some stuff. You've learned some stuff because you figure out a way to eat and pay bills and live and all that kind of stuff too. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that there is wisdom that is gleaned on the journey. Mm-hmm. Wisdom from the experiences that you've had in entrepreneurship, knowing that sometimes the best client is the one that you don't take.
I'll tell you, sometimes the best client is the one that you don't accept. Or fire, that you let go once they're here. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Good morning, Dr. Beverly. She says, freedom, new clients.
Good morning,
good morning, my beautiful family. Freedom, new clients, better friends, motivation to help others, further education, and more places to travel is what entrepreneurship has taught me.
Thank you for that, Dr. Beverly.
Thank you for that submission.
Yes, yes.
What has entrepreneurship taught you?
I love that. Let's break it down. It has taught her all these things. And you know what else has taught you, Dr. Deborah? It has taught you skills to get new clients and better friends and motivation to help others. It's taught you skills about these things and more places to travel. It's taught you skills. There was a season, Lisa, that you and I were traveling more than other seasons. And what happened was, we were on planes, in hotels, okay, traveling. It seemed like it was a season where we were doing a lot of it. And what I noticed one day was we had figured out how to travel well, okay? We knew how to travel light. We knew how to move through airports pretty good. We knew how to check into hotels pretty good. Well, we still do. We know how to do that stuff good. These are skills that are acquired along the way. Mm-hmm. You know how to get stuff, get from the here to there. Yeah. We've gotten good. We know how to use Uber. Oh my gosh. When we were in New York, Uber is different in New York. It's like instant.
Yeah, it's like they're already sitting in front of the house. Like, really? Wait a minute.
Ain't none of this North Carolina waiting 20 minutes for your Uber. In New York, they 4 minutes or 6 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes, or they right here now. That's
And you
it.
got to get outside.
Yep. They
You got to
here.
get outside. So, what have you learned from entrepreneurship or about entrepreneurship as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, because you learn some stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. I've learned the punchline. I'm gonna say it again. It's a better life.
And Judy, what have you learned? Miss Phyllis, what have you learned? What has entrepreneurship taught you?
We know Dr. Beverly has a job, but she also concocts things, and she makes them for sale. Waxes, candles, creams, sugars, elixirs, and she offers them in exchange for money. Okay, that's an entrepreneurial venture, and she's been doing it for a long time too. So you've learned some things. You've learned some things. You're not. I mean, you know more than you did when you first started. Yes, you do. You've learned some things along the way. What have you learned, Craig? What have you learned, Sister Judy? Judy and her husband and their team, they have a band, and they look for and accept paying gigs.
Mhm.
Okay, they accept paying gigs. And she goes, and Dr. Beverly says, and I've been having fun. And I believe that that's the only way you can do what you do unless you enjoy it.
Craig said, Lisa, I called an Uber from the towers and had to take the elevator down from the 22nd floor. Well, it's the towers. You know I missed that Uber.
You got to be outside when you
got to already be outside. You can't be calling from the comfort of your upstairs. No.
Thinking that you're going to finish that bite to eat and walk outside. Nope. No, man, not New York. In other places, you might be able to get away with that.
Nope.
Okay.
Dr. Beverly says, and she's been having fun. That's all right.
That's right.
Have some fun.
I'm
make
certain
it
you're
laugh,
having fun.
Make it happen. Absolutely.
You know, Zig Ziglar used to say this thing, and I'm going to say him too, and I always give him credit for this. He says, I encourage you to quit your business if you can.
If you can.
Quit your entrepreneurial venture if you can. Quit trying to sell anything if you can. You know, and he really means it too. You know, you should not do this if there's anything within you that will allow you to not do it and be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Because if you can quit.
Yeah. If you can. Lisa and I had a wonderful conversation. We had this conversation a couple of times. Could we go back into corporate America? Could we do it? You know? What would have to happen? Nothing matter what would have to happen. Could we do it during the course of a day and a week and a month? Could you do it, Lisa?
I don't think that I'm marketable to them anymore.
You don't think they would accept you?
Mm-mm.
What if someone offered you $40,000, but you work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday? Yeah, but it's a guaranteed 40 grand. What about 50?
No, I don't know. I don't see that I have those particular necessary skill sets anymore to be under somebody else's time,
right.
To be under to be doing things someone else's particular way and on their schedule.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. The first time they told you, well, even me, I'm gonna just say, I'm not gonna put it on you, I'm gonna say me. The first time they told you, Brian, you take lunch from 11:30 to 12, 11:30 to 12, you take lunch. What? No, man. And I imagine for me, the first day there, I'd be looking around for a better way of doing something. Okay.
Right. Instead of just doing things the way that they've been done.
Yeah. I would see, why are we taking this from here to here to here to here and then making that same call 3 times? Why don't we just learn how to close on the first call or at least offer it to them on the first call? Why are we not doing that?
Yeah, I don't know if I would go that far, but yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. There's like entrepreneurship teaches you things and you become something. There's an expression or an adage, I would call that closer. People that learn how to go from nothing to millionaire status, okay, become what's called self-made millionaires, which is a misnomer because self-made millionaires had a lot of help to become millionaires. But people that become millionaires during their own generation, some of them go bankrupt. Some of them have a calamity and lose all of it. And those millionaires, people that have learned how to become a millionaire, even when they lose everything, they become millionaires again.
Mhm.
Why? Because they develop the skills along the way,
They
the
learn
mindsets
systems.
along the way
Mhm.
that can help them do it again. Even if you took away everything, they would get it again.
Yeah,
And they would get it again the next time easier than the first time.
because they already have the plan or the how. They already figured out the how.
And they have become that.
Hmm.
They have become that. I've become the sales confidence coach. That's who I am. Okay. I've become that.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I was that before I even was that. Okay. I'm that. Okay. You become, those people that become millionaires, they have all of the stuff that it took to become that. And even if you took all the money away, they'd become it again because that's who they are.
Mhm. Craig says, I just had an offer to move to a company as a maintenance supervisor. They was like, you work Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, and have to work on call. That's when I told them, nope. Just like that.
I'm
I'm
good.
good. Nope. I'm good.
Because Craig values his freedom.
And flexibility.
And most people do. And he values his flexibility. Okay. He values that over that whatever it is
It's
the
a
job
false
has.
sense of security.
Yeah. It's a false sense of security. Why did you say it was a false sense of security?
Because you think of it you think of it in terms of it's a steady this, it's a steady that, or whatever, but it's only steady until they say thank you and have a nice
Right.
day.
It's not up to you anymore. They can let you go. They can have a problem with the company. Okay. You lose some control a lot, when you're dependent upon them. But they've been around for a long time. 100-year-old companies still fail.
Absolutely.
Sears was over 100 years old before it failed. Kmart was a lot like that too. JC Penney's. Those are old established companies that went out of business. Okay.
Absolutely.
Remember Radio Shack? Okay, that was around a long time. They went out of business.
Brother Mark, I see that you jumped on. Are you going to share with us your wisdom in writing? Are you going to share with us are you going to jump on this morning live and give us your wisdom? Share with us the wisdom for Wednesday.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because we understand if you don't have one today, Mark. We really do. We understand. But if you got it, he says, good morning, folks. It's a brand new day that is full of brand new opportunities. Explore and claim them all.
Absolutely.
We're still doing Wisdom Wednesday. And today's topic is, what have you learned about
entrepreneurship?
Yes, and we'll do other topics. What have you learned about family? What have you learned about life? What have you learned about health? What have you learned about money? What have you learned about this, and this? But today's entrepreneurship. What have you learned about entrepreneurship?
Amen.
It's when I listened to two people this morning. I listened to Jim Rome and Les Brown. And Jim Rome on entrepreneurship, he did the parable of the sower. But the part that when I do that same parable, one thing that Jim talks about more than I had been in my talk was, even though the birds ate something, he said the man kept sowing, and he kept on sowing, and he kept on sowing, and he kept on sowing. Some of them the birds going to get, but he kept on sowing. Some of them going to burn when the first heat gets them, but he kept on sowing, and he kept on trying until in the good ground, and he kept on sowing and he says because you always find the good ground when you keep on sowing. You always get the harvest when you keep on sowing, when you keep on doing.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Craig says, if I stop now, I feel I failed. Because if I take that I'm not doing nothing but the same thing over and over again, and I'm not broadening my mind. I feel when you're in business for yourself, you're broadening your mind because you're learning new things every day.
No doubt. You become it, and you have to, Craig, keep learning like that. You are broadening your mind. You're stretching yourself. You're doing all those things. I'm excited about my day today. I got a good client at 11 o'clock this morning, which is another opportunity. I'm hoping we still got some of that chicken left over.
Yeah. Good.
Lisa made some leg quarters the other day, day before yesterday, I think. And I'm hoping we still got some left because that's going to be my breakfast. And I didn't get breakfast before the show today. I always eat before the show, but I missed it today.
Well, what have you learned about entrepreneurship?
Yes.
We enjoy
9:43.
Yes, we enjoy your comments as much as our own. We bring them to the show. We love sharing our time in our mornings with you. And how we thank you is
So,
with greeting songs and greeting logos.
Rochelle, if you're still on here, Rochelle, I don't think either Lisa or I have your correct phone number because we've reached out to you a few times and we got no call back. We was crying, Rochelle. So I don't think we got your correct phone numbers. Okay. So Miss Phyllis has a logo. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss
Now we can
Phyllis.
all have a great day. A lot of you guys have been taking this journey with me. I've been on chess. I've been on online doing chess for about a month now, and I'm really, really into it. I play a lot of chess, and I haven't played as much in the last few days because Lisa had a problem with how much chess I was playing, so I stopped playing as much. So, but anyway, I've been playing chess, and it's really teaching me a lot about life. I played a game last night. I'm gonna tell you about this. Lisa was getting good in the shower, so I figured I'd start up a game of chess. I figured by the time she's done with her shower and everything, I'll be done with the game, and I can pay more attention to her. So I started the game, and she got in the shower. And the game was, when you start getting levels, they start putting you against better and better competition. Mm-hmm. So this guy was kicking my butt. He was trapping me and mocking me. He like send me a laughing at me emoji. You know, you run a trap and position his pawn to take either my bishop or my rook or my knight. Before I realized, oh shoot, and I was like that too. I was like, dang, this dude is chasing me all over the board. He's kicking my butt. Okay, but I know some stuff too. So I stayed in the game. I didn't quit. I didn't resign. And he was dominating me. And I stayed in the game and got close to the end. And I was thinking he could have ended this game a long time ago. If he realized what he was really doing, he could have beat me. But he didn't beat me. And then I caught him slipping. I took his queen to my bishop. And then I took one of his rooks when he was slipping. And I set a trap for him too. So he was dominating the whole game, taking my pieces. He was way up in points. But I won the game. I shut his butt up. And I was like, and it was a surprise win too. Because I was like playing the game. I was like, oh my goodness, what? Boom, boom, boom. And then he quit because he realized he was trapped. He resigned at the end. I was like, aha! I was like, Lisa, I won this game. This dude was dominating me. And I use that as a metaphor. Sometimes if you just stay in the game, if you keep trying, if you keep trying to figure it out, you can meet with a win, and it could be a surprising win.
Absolutely.
Yep, surprising.
Absolutely. Good morning, Dr. Deborah. I see a comment from Brother Mark. I want to go down to his comment, if I may.
He says, Brother Mark Greer says, entrepreneurship is a journey. Each moment can be entirely different. There are highs, there are lows. There is freedom. At the end of the day, freedom is worth it all. Dr. Deborah says,
I enjoy the fact that I get to use the talents that I choose.
The gifts and talents.
The gifts and talents that I choose to make money with.
Amen. And Brother Craig says,
okay, this from yesterday. Okay, so I've been paying attention, and yes, Brian, you do laugh like...
Scroll down.
That's right, he does. That is.
And Mark Greer also says, Lisa, I should have another video to you Monday or Tuesday of next week.
No worries.
I was slammed with some stuff this week.
We
completely understand that, bro.
Absolutely. But we appreciate your wisdom contributions, particularly because you are a man of wisdom.
Yes, you are. The last one we did was greeting song was who?
Dr. Deborah, healing trauma and deliverance coach.
Mm-hmm. That's our girl, Dr. Deborah, and Sister Judy's in the house.
Oh, Judy, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey,
Judy.
Judy. Hey, Judy. Judy, and it's your anniversary.
Yes. I know their anniversary is going to be filled with smiles. It's going to be filled with food. It's going to be filled with music because that's what they're about. Scroll down, baby.
Amen. Craig said,
1,000 degrees.
You'll be on your knees.
And you'll be burning, begging, please.
Brother
Freeze. Good morning, Craig said.
Good morning, Craig.
Let me borrow your VCR so I can do the
Good morning.
Dr. Beverly has a logo, too. And it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Good morning.
Mark Greer has a jam, too. And it goes, so why you can't get around it?
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
Amen.
We did all the greeting songs for today.
Yes,
That's
and
good.
Judy, you are very, very welcome.
I'm excited for you, Sister Judy.
Absolutely. Number 99999.
I almost want to
9
find
is manifestation.
Sister Judy. I'm not going to be selfish because this is about you and John today. But I almost want to find a way to celebrate your 9th year with you. Some kind of way.
We appreciate
it. Could just be a slice of cake and a drink. A toast for their 9th anniversary. Because I love their story, yes. Yep. And in a few weeks, we'll tell our story too, because it'll be our 7th year wedding anniversary. I'll just say right now, if I had it to do over again, yes, I would have married Lisa. Yeah. I want at least another 7 more years.
That is right. That is right. 9 is the number for manifestation.
Uh-oh.
We are excited that you are living in manifestation. He saw you in the church under a light, and you were the one that God chose for him and him for you.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to have
you. I didn't know that he
warrior.
Saw her first in the church.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part. Okay.
And we prayed for him, and we prayed for your relationship for years before he ever entered in. And I'm just grateful.
I love Judy and John. I love how Judy talks about her husband. I love the story. We had the long braids, locks down his back, and now he's clean cut and dapper. That's what he's about. You know, all of that. Now, I just love the whole thing. I love the band. I love watching John direct. I love all of it. Yeah,
absolutely. We love you, and hope that you have a magnificent day. Not only Judy and John, but you all have a magnificent day on purpose, and especially Judy and John. Don't forget to have
anniversary.
Sex.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna forget.